You can afford the payment, but can you afford the life? What if the biggest financial mistake you make every month isn't buying something you can't afford? What if it's buying something you can afford, but building an entire lifestyle around it? Imagine someone in their early 30s living in the United States. They earn around $100,000 a year. On paper, that sounds like a comfortable income. But after federal taxes, Social Security, Medicare, and possibly state taxes, their take-home pay might be somewhere around $6,000 a month, depending on where they live and their situation. Then reality starts taking its share. Rent or a mortgage costs $2,000. A car payment is $650. Insurance, fuel, and maintenance add another $400. Student loans take $400. Credit card payments and other subscriptions might add another $300. Food, utilities, phone bills, and everyday expenses could easily take another $1,200. Suddenly, that $6,000 paycheck has become roughly $4,950 in committed spending. There's only about $1,050 left. And that remaining money isn't necessarily savings. It's supposed to cover restaurants, clothes, vacations, emergencies, gifts, entertainment, unexpected bills, and everything else that makes modern life expensive. This is where something interesting happens. The person isn't necessarily bad with money. They aren't buying luxury watches every month. They aren't gambling their paycheck away. They're simply living a life that their income appears to support. And that's the problem. Because affordability is often measured by the monthly payment instead of the total lifestyle cost. Look at a car. A salesperson tells you the payment is $650 a month. Your income can handle $650. So the car feels affordable. But the real cost isn't $650. Maybe insurance is $180. Fuel is another $150. Maintenance and registration average another $100. Now the car is closer to $1,080 a month. That's almost $13,000 a year just to maintain one vehicle. And there's another cost that's almost invisible. The money that could have been invested instead. If $1,080 a month were invested consistently for years, the opportunity cost could become substantial. So the financial question isn't really, can I make the payment? It's, what does this payment prevent me from doing? That's a very different question. And this pattern doesn't stop with cars. A larger apartment leads to higher rent. Higher rent often means living farther from financial flexibility. A nicer neighborhood can increase transportation costs. A newer phone becomes another monthly installment. Restaurants become normal because the lifestyle now feels normal. Then vacations become something you need to maintain because everyone around you seems to be traveling. None of these decisions individually looks financially irresponsible. That's what makes the problem difficult to recognize. Modern consumer finance is designed around the idea of monthly affordability. Instead of asking whether you can afford something, the system often asks whether you can handle the payment. A $40 subscription doesn't feel expensive. A $100 monthly upgrade doesn't feel serious. A $600 car payment can feel manageable. But stack enough manageable payments together, and suddenly your future income is already committed before you receive it. And psychology plays a major role here. People don't naturally think in terms of decades. We think about what we can comfortably pay this month. If your salary increases by $500 a month, your brain quickly starts treating that extra money as available. Maybe you upgrade the apartment. Maybe you finance a better car. Maybe you eat out more often. And after a few months, the new lifestyle feels normal. Then your salary increases again. And the cycle repeats. This is lifestyle inflation. The strange part is that you can become a higher earner without becoming financially stronger. Your income rises. Your expenses rise. Your expectations rise. But your financial margin barely changes. Imagine two people earning the same $100,000 salary. Person A spends almost everything available because their lifestyle has expanded with their income. Person B keeps their lifestyle relatively stable and invests the difference. After 10 or 15 years, their financial situations can look completely different. Not because one person discovered a secret investment. Not because one person worked dramatically harder. But because one person allowed every income increase to become a permanent expense. And that's the hidden cost of affordability. When you commit to a higher lifestyle, you're not only spending today's money. You're committing a portion of tomorrow's income. That reduces your flexibility. And flexibility is one of the most underrated forms of wealth. Financially intelligent people don't necessarily avoid nice things. They simply think differently about them. Instead of asking, "Can I afford the payment?" they ask, "What percentage of my future income am I committing to this?" Instead of looking at the monthly price, they consider the total cost. And instead of immediately upgrading their lifestyle when their income rises, they often allow their financial margin to grow first. That's the important distinction. The goal isn't to live an unnecessarily cheap life. It's to make sure your lifestyle doesn't quietly consume every improvement in your income. Because eventually, the most valuable thing your money can buy isn't another upgrade. It's financial flexibility. The ability to handle an unexpected expense without panic. The ability to change jobs without immediately worrying about the next paycheck. The ability to invest consistently. And eventually, the ability to make decisions based on what you actually want, not simply what your monthly income allows. So the next time someone asks, "Can you afford the payment?" it might be worth asking a better question. Can I afford the life that comes with it? If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more calm, practical conversations about money and financial psychology.